It was past midnight on the outskirts of Los Angeles, and the rain fell in cold, heavy sheets. Officer Maya Turner pulled her cruiser into an old gas station, its flickering sign barely visible through the storm. She had been on shift for 16 hours straight, tired, hungry, and emotionally drained. All she wanted was a few minutes to stretch her legs and grab a cup of coffee, but fate had something far darker planned that night. As she stepped out of her car, the roar of a motorcycle engine echoed faintly in the distance. At first, Maya didn't think much of it. But then, from the shadows behind the gas station, 3 men emerged, rough-looking, dressed in leather jackets, faces hidden beneath soaked hoodies. They weren't customers, they weren't lost, they were trouble. "Hey, officer," one of them sneered, stepping closer. "You out here all alone?" Maya's instincts kicked in. Her hand went to her holster, but before she could react, one of the thugs grabbed her from behind, slamming her against the wall. Her radio flew from her belt and landed in a puddle, crackling uselessly. She fought back, landing a sharp elbow to his ribs, but there were 3 of them, and only one of her. "Think you're tough, huh?" Another spat, punching her hard in the stomach. The air left her lungs and she dropped to her knees. Pain radiated through her chest, but she refused to cry out. She was a cop, strong, trained, determined, but she was also human, and right now she was losing. The thugs laughed cruelly as she struggled to get back up. One of them snatched her badge from her vest, holding it up mockingly. "Where's your backup now, officer?" Before Maya could answer, the distant rumble of more engines filled the air, not one but several. The sound grew louder and closer until bright headlights cut through the rain. Within seconds, 6 motorcycles came roaring into the station lot, circling the thugs like wolves surrounding prey. The men froze. The insignia on the jackets of the riders was unmistakable, a flaming skull with wings. Hell's Angels, the leader of the group, a broad-shouldered man with silver hair and tattoos creeping up his neck, cut his engine and stepped off his bike. His name was Ryder. His piercing grey eyes locked on the scene before him, a beaten cop on the ground and 3 thugs standing over her. "What the hell's going on here?" Ryder's voice was deep, calm, but carried a deadly edge. She's a cop," one of the thugs stammered, backing away. Ryder's gaze shifted to Maya. She was bleeding from her lip, rain mixing with tears on her face. Yet even then she stood tall, defiant. "They jumped me," she said hoarsely. Ryder nodded slowly. Then, without another word, he took a step toward the nearest thug and sent him sprawling with a single punch. The rest tried to run, but the other bikers blocked every exit. What followed wasn't chaos, it was justice. The thugs were disarmed, disoriented, and utterly terrified. When it was over, the angels didn't stick around for thanks. Ryder turned to Maya, kneeling to help her stand. "You're safe now, officer," he said quietly. Maya looked at him warily. Why would the Hell's Angels help a cop?" Ryder's expression softened for the first time. "Because, once upon a time, one of our own was saved by one." As he said those words, the sound of sirens began to echo in the distance. Backup finally on its way. Ryder signaled his men, and one by one, the motorcycles started up again. But before they left, he handed Maya her badge. "Keep fighting the good fight," he said. "Not all angels have wings, some ride Harleys." When the responding officers arrived, they found Maya standing tall, her uniform soaked, her spirit unbroken. The thugs were lying on the ground, restrained with zip ties the bikers had left behind. But the rescuers themselves were gone, leaving behind only tire tracks and the lingering smell of gasoline. Over the following weeks, the story spread quietly. Among law enforcement, most didn't believe it, that a notorious biker gang had saved a lone cop. But Maya knew it was true. She'd seen the humanity behind the leather and the legend behind the name. She recovered and returned to duty stronger than ever. The attack could have broken her, but it became the moment that defined her courage, and every time she patrolled that same stretch of highway, she'd sometimes hear the distant thunder of motorcycles on the wind, and smile, because somewhere out there, her unlikely guardian angels were still watching. Message: heroes come in many forms. Sometimes they wear a badge, sometimes a leather jacket, but true strength and true honor live in the heart, not in the uniform.